Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. I've got my chipmunk going there, I've got my anti-cold eucalyptus lozenge in. The cold has shifted up from the lungs into the sinuses, which is fabulous because it means it's on its way out, so that's really, really good news. Three separate colds that I can pinpoint to who I caught them off in the space of 6 weeks. Oh, I'm over it. Hopefully that'll be me for the winter. Change my artwork. This is a fabric piece that I had framed up. It's a batik, tie-dyeing and painting, etc. that about 30 years ago, a beautiful friend brought back from trips in Asia for me, and I had it framed up. Very relaxing, and I think we need the deep breath relaxing this week because it's going to be a huge week. And entertainment only. What I want to have a look at in this particular reading is a lot coming out at the moment. Observe, but don't absorb. None of it is new. It's just we perhaps didn't know about it. So I'm just going to say the raid on Lindsay's home after he passed, I'm going to say, was they were looking for compromat that Lindsay had brought back from overseas. So they were going through his personal papers and personal belongings, looking for something that they didn't want to be found. So I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going to read on Blanche or Clayton being confirmed. I'm pretty sure that they will be, even though neither of them should, mainly because there'll be a threatening phone call come from within the regime, basically saying, allegedly, you confirm this guy or your grandchildren are at risk, that type of thing. Typical mob tactics. But we're right in the middle, not in the middle, we're right at the beginning. Today is the formation of what is called let me spell it for you. Barbault basket, B-A-R-B-A-U-L-T basket. It's a configuration of the planets that forms a basket shape with all its oppositions and trines and all the other things that happen with astrology that my brain will not compute. But I did a reading a couple of weeks ago on what happened the last time this formed. It was 6,000 years ago. And it was a real shift in humanity occurred at that time, like massive shift in humanity. And that's what we're going through at the moment. And believe it or not, we chose to be here at this time. So I'm just going to say there's going to be an awful lot that comes out. Just be aware, but don't absorb. Take a deep breath, take a walk on the beach if you need to, or walk down to the park. There's a lot of things coming out. Hunter went public and said he made a statement about in the closet Republicans being exposed. Well, what have we got now? We've got a Florida state representative, Fabian Babasay, entertainment only, is being found liable for sexual harassment and defamation. Male on male. You've also got Tulsi Gabbard's brother being outed as trying to lure young boys to his hotel room in Hawaii. So there's a lot coming out. So Hunter Biden, pinpointed that to start with. Also want to point out RFK Jr., oh please, his secret crusade is being exposed, spending tens of millions of dollars on a secret research project aimed at fueling skepticism about vaccines. So basically what he's done, I think it's about 40 million or something, he set up a program where he said, this is what I want the outcome to be, prove, make that happen, prove it. Which is completely against what science should be. So that's been outed as well. So just be aware, there's a lot coming out that is happening anyhow, but we're just finding out about it. But what I really want to look at today in this particular reading is I was watching Susan Lynn's live the other day, sitting here answering emails and feeling, oh, and in the chat on her live, and her guides were talking to her about the papers. Now, people were saying, oh, the Panama Papers and the something or other papers that were about outing the truth about the extension of the Vietnam War, etc. My guys were yelling in the chat at her, but she must have missed my comment about the Panama Papers. Sorry, the Pandora Papers. So feel free to Google all these other papers. The Panama Papers are very, very interesting as well. But my guides were yelling out about the Pandora Papers. So this morning I Googled to see, okay, well, let's find some information about them. There's an article that was that has been relaunched about the Panama Papers. Now, this was first investigated in 2021 by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, the ICIJ. 2021 came out October, and basically what they are is millions of leaked documents, and the biggest journalism partnership in history has uncovered the financial secrets of 35 current and former world leaders. Now, this came out 5 years ago. More than 300, so 35 current and former world leaders, 330 politicians and public officials in 91 countries and territories, and a global lineup of fugitives, con artists, and murderers. Speaking of politicians, I see in Hungary, is it Hungary? Yeah. The Orban supporting president has been forced to resign. So the secret documents expose offshore dealings with the King of Jordan, the presidents of Ukraine, Kenya, Ecuador, Prime Minister of Czech Republic. Now, when I say presidents of Ukraine, I think this was the prior to Zelensky, the one that was before, that was very pro-Rusky. Speaking of which, apparently the oligarchs, after the bombing of the 2 warehouses in Rusky, the oligarchs are fleeing Ruska on their super yachts. Tony Blair, Putin, and lots and lots and lots of billionaires. So what was exposed? Pretty much secret assets, secret bank accounts, secret money transactions, secret bank dealings, etc., and so forth. A trove of more than 11.9 million confidential files that are exposing the way the money moves around amongst these parasitic, greedy carpetbaggers, let me just call them that. So for some reason, my guides were yapping about this. Now, can also be about trafficking. So I split the deck. I'm using the Golden Universal Tarot. I split while I was shuffling. Had to restart this video because I spat my lozenger out and that wasn't very attractive. But I was shuffling, and when I split it, I got the gift from the past, and it can also be the trafficking. So we're talking about RICO. And then we've got the Tower card, the whole thing collapsing. Okay, so I have no idea where I'm going to go with this, but I want to have a look about the Panama Papers investigation. Also highlights how Baker McKenzie, the largest law firm in the US, helped create the modern offshore system and continues to be the mainstay of the shadowy economy. Oh, that's interesting. Because I was just scrolling through and I stopped there, and that's where it's... Okay. Baker McKenzie did work for Ukrainian oligarch Kolomoisky, who apparently laundered 5.5 billion through a tangle of shell companies in the US. Joe Lowe. a fugitive financier. Well, there's the Ruskies. And there's the money, the oligarchical money. I want to have a look. Baker McKenzie, 4.5 billion via Joe Low, embezzling more than 4.5 billion from a Malaysian Economic Development Fund. Why am I getting a draw towards Baker McKenzie? Let me have a look. Baker McKenzie law firm. Multinational corporate law firm headquartered in Chicago, operates offices in 45 countries and best known for its cross-border trading and tax law expertise. In other words, money laundering, allegedly. Okay. I mean, it was founded in 1949, so the original Baker and McKenzie are long gone. Baker McKenzie became the first multinational law firm in the world after a lawyer in Venezuela contacted the firm seeking to open a joint venture office in Caracas. Why am I getting this pull towards Baker McKenzie law firm? Why am I getting a pull towards Baker McKenzie law firm? Okay. The Two of Swords. Trying to keep things under wraps, trying to playing dumb. The Five of Wands, the challenge for Baker McKenzie, throwing under the bus, infighting. Why am I getting Baker McKenzie? King of Cups, Four of Swords. Four of Swords in the past, on the down low, staying out of sight. Who's this King of Cups? Was my Biden card, but I don't feel it's Biden here. The energy they're stewing in might be the current CEO. Hang on, I'll just bring you up and pause you for a second. Hang on. Okay, the current US CEO is Colin Murray. And I'm feeling that King of Cups, for whatever reason, is Colin Murray. Now, as I'm having a bit more of a read on Wikipedia about Baker McKenzie, was described as the go-to firm for the Ruskies' largest companies and major foreign investors, so very heavily integrated into Rusky, and very much involved in tax avoidance. So I'm going to say laundering as well. It just feels very laundery. So I'm feeling that's Colin Murray. So in the past, flying under the radar here. Why am I? Oh boy. Death card. I mean, this is also can be a death card as well. But a death of something, a death of what was, to start something new, significant change, ending of something. Why am I getting Baker McKenzie? Something's going to become a legal nightmare for them. There's going to be a shift that turns into a legal nightmare for the company about the harboring secrets to do with financial transactions. Oh, and treason, or heartbreak, loss, despair, legal destruction. Oh, these are not good cards. Hopes and fears, the Strength card. Taming of the beast. They're hoping Potentially they're hoping they're too big to fail, but let's see where this goes. Oh, secrets being revealed about money, the harvesting of money, the growing of money, the inability to harvest, and the Wheel of Fortune turning on them. And then you've got the Eight of Cups walking away, and there's that Tower card again. Fleeing the scene, perhaps Tower, jail for some. Oh wow, this is gone. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but there's something here. You've got a false victory that was stolen due to abuse, secrets being revealed, partnerships, those associated, the White House, protecting the money, on the back foot defensive, the Hermit, the Emperor, money laundering, the Hanged Man, and the Magician, the manipulation. I don't know why, because it's 5 years old, this, but I'm just going to pause you again and have a little quick look, because I did see something come up about 3 days ago. Hang on a sec. Back again, because I googled Pandora Papers and it came up with something that came out 3 days ago, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I went into the ICIJ website and clicked on the first article there, and it was 5 years ago. And I'm like, what came up 3 days ago? Why? Because I haven't seen this. Why are my guides yapping about this, being insistent about it? Well, there was an article that came out 3 days ago about how an offshore firm helped a mafia-linked Italian drug lord hide a $230 million fortune. And this was an article from 3 days ago. A leaked Pandora Papers record revealed that Giacomo Tamburello and his family, now facing prosecution, accumulated gold bars, luxury real estate, and $89 million stake in a bank with the help of unscrupulous financiers and lawyers. Okay, for more than 30 years, the unemployed ex-wife and ambitious son of an Italian drug trafficker. Oh, it must be a female. Okay, I thought Giacomo was a bloke, but it's not. So it's the unemployed ex-wife and ambitious son of Italian drug trafficker. Relied on international. The son. Okay, let me get my head around this. The unemployed ex-wife of Tamburello and the son of an Italian drug and his son relied on international network of bankers, lawyers and brokers to amass a fortune and hide it from the Italian authorities. This is 3 days ago. The recent investigation, which made headlines because of alleged links to the mafia, led to the trio's arrest in May, the seizure of assets. Oh, okay, so Tamburello, his ex-wife, and a son somewhere, and his son perhaps. It's not terribly clear, but anyhow. Yeah, it's his ex-wife and his son. Him, his ex-wife and his son. Right. Reading this, sorry, I should have done this before I started. Leaked records obtained by the international provided new insights into the role played by financial services working for the Tamburellos in Panama, Andorra, and Spain. There's something really big about to break about this. What do we need to know? I mean, he had been arrested and spent 14 years behind bars, but the ex-wife and the son kept up the laundering. I've always said it's the money that's going to take them down. Okay, I'll have to link this article in my post section when I've finished this video. Okay, what's going to happen? There's this new article that's come out linking the Pandora Papers. There was another one on those, so that was the 7th of July. On the 23rd of June, Cyprus Anti-Corruption Watchdog refers the former president to prosecutors. That was last month. Cyprus. Let's have a look. What's going to happen? Oh, regret has popped out. Regret, loss, emotional loss and regret. Why is this coming? Why my guides, why are you guys yelling it at me at the moment? Right, about protecting money. So loss and regret, protecting money. Those that were in control at the bottom. There's the White House in the past, some sort of announcement coming out of the White House or just the White House. Money laundering. It's also my vote flipping card, but the Two of Pentacles, money laundering. Secrets, more secrets coming to light and being revealed that are legally going to take people down with that Four of Swords and the Hermit. Open investigations. Whistleblowers coming forth and the hopes and fears, the outcome. Uncharted waters. There's that inability to harvest or the harvesting card again. The stealing. The stealing that, and then the Ace of Swords coming forward. This is really dramatic for them. The papers, the papers. Disappointment in what's on offer goes with that Five of Cups. Information being brought forward about money from overseas. Finding themselves battered up against the wall as this abuse of power and betrayal about money changing hands comes to light. Again, this is money laundering. Choices, poor choices, delusional choices, and emotional overwhelming, looking at other options with that Three of Wands, the money trail, and then the getting out of Dodge. Before this information comes out, there'll be lawmakers involved that will be taken down, bus throwing, and then the King of Swords. There are lawmakers that are going to be named. And when I'm talking lawmakers, I'm talking about US lawmakers that are going to be named. One of my lovely viewers emailed me about the Ruski oligarchs fleeing Ruska now that the carpetbaggers, now that the warehouses were being bombed, being hit. So it's not just the oil places, it's the warehouses now. So the Ukrainians are moving on to other structures. My big, and I answered and I said, watch for the US ones fleeing. And that includes some lawmakers that might go missing. And I don't mean missing as in taken out. I mean missing as in, oh boy, let me pack up my passport and get out of here. What else do we need to know about these Pandora Papers? Just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. What else do we need to know? Right, so this is popped out. Right, financially out in the cold, bereft, tossed out, fleeing, abandoning the money and getting out. As things charge forward really quickly, and certain individuals are going to have to try and defend their position. The Star card could be flee on, being instigator here, Starlink, but it's also the narcissist and then the regret. So bookending, we've got 2 5s. This is huge. Oh, there's the devil. Not surprised. An offer being made, a Trojan horse offer. And the ending of happy families. This could be information coming forward. Yeah, it comes forward, it's revealed with that Queen of Cups, legal nightmare, the smug merchant going down, 4 of Swords, and facing investigation. This is my dark money card. This is poor choices. Ace of Cups, emotionally overwhelming. The mercenary, looking at other options overseas as the legals. King of Swords and Ace of Pentacles comes after them. You've got the Russians with the Empress, the Moon card, secrets being revealed about who was involved, an inability to actually take their money with them. 2 of Cups, 3 of Swords, Magician, manipulation, treason, agreements, treason, manipulation. A pardon from the Orange Idiot will not protect you. I'm just going to say that. The 4 of trying to hang on desperately to the money as they face this legal trap, Tower, and then another fleeing card. This could also be the military, removing the king, the overreach, information, secret information coming forward. Watch for more information coming out about the Pandora Papers. There seems to be a few new articles being revealed. Okay. Oh, and yes, as I split the deck, I mean, it was like this and I split it to start shuffling. Yes, there are going to be some individuals that find themselves with their backs up against the wall and facing judgment. And I think this is about gifts from the past that led to a false victory being exposed. And I think this is to do with legislators in the US, not the overseas ones, absolutely. But I think this is something to do with certain legislators in the US. Tell me, is there going to be information, damning information, that comes out about some of the US Congress legislators? Good to know there's still investigative journalism somewhere in the world. Right, that was the Magician, the manipulation card. Just flip itself over. Let's have a look. Just very quickly. Gosh, this again. 5 of Pentacles, looking overseas as the legal system comes for them. And connections to Rusky. Rusky is falling apart. Secrets being revealed with the Moon about who was involved with the 3 of Cups, who made deals with whom with the 2 of Cups, the inability to harvest, the treason, betrayal, and the manipulation, all for money with that 4 of Pentacles. And then the fleeing card, the money laundering, the Orange Idiot in the White House tied to the devil. Oh, it's just Queen of Swords, the oligarchs, mercenary actions, loss. Yeah, there's going to be something really damning that's going to come out about what I'm getting is some US legislators. We've got, I'm not feeling it's Fleon, but you've got here the could be the best of democracy, the best of the legal system, or it could be a narcissist. Ace of Swords. Oh my goodness. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. 3 aces. Yes, yes, yes. About those that feathered their own nest. And there's information, legal information going to come forward that they're going to have to try and defend themselves. This is going to be huge. Watch out for it. The Pandora Papers. Let me know if you see something that I missed, but it's, if you go to ICIJ.org, investigations, Pandora Papers, you'll find 2 fairly recent court cases overseas, Italy and Cyprus, and there is more to come. Wow. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I shall catch you shortly. Catch ya. Bye-bye.